everyone. We are going to be discussing Australian Kangaroos by Clara Hahn, Amanda King, and Kayla Milliken. We hope you enjoy.
Australia is the smallest continent that is located south of the equator and between the Pacific and Indian Ocean. The mainland extends 2,500 miles from east to west and 2,000 miles from north to south. It was once part of Gondwana, which was a southern supercontinent that Pangaea broke into. Its isolation from all the other continents help explain its singularity of its plants and animals. Australia is the world capital of 2 of the 3 mammals on Earth: marsupials, which are the pouch animals, and monotremes, which are the egg-laying mammals. Australia has 6 climate zones: equatorial, tropical, subtropical, desert, grassland, and temperate. However, they can be divided into 2 climate zones: the temperate, which has 4 seasons: summer, which is December to February, autumn, which is March to May, winter, which is June to August, and spring, which is September to November. There is also the tropical zones, which has wet seasons, also known as monsoon seasons, which is November to March, and dry seasons, which is April to October. Over 100 million years ago, Australia was connected to Antarctica and South America to form the southern supercontinent, Gondwana. Kangaroos were originally from South America, but around 60 million years ago, they began migrating east. They passed through Antarctica, but didn't stay there to live because as it was moving south away from the equator, the temperature became too cold for the kangaroos. Kangaroos have a medium metabolic rate and energy, which allows them to survive in Australia and South America, but they thrive better in Australia. Eventually, the kangaroos migrated to Australia and have lived there for millions of years. There are many species of kangaroos in Australia. The 4 main ones are the red kangaroo, the eastern grey kangaroo, the western grey kangaroo, and the antelope kangaroo. Red kangaroo lives in Australia's scrublands, woodlands, deserts, and grasslands. They prefer open grassy plains with trees for shelter and shade. They find shelter at the base of shrubs but might move to a dense group of trees or bushes when the temperatures are extremely high. They usually live in areas that receive less than 500 to 800 millimeters of rainfall per year. Since they are herbivores, they eat many plants, including grasses, herbs, and shrubs. The plants that are eaten by the red kangaroos provide them with water and nutrients. Female red kangaroos are a lot smaller, lighter, and faster than males. However, males are a lot more powerful. They use their sturdy tail to lean on and then use their strong hind legs to kick. They also use their sharp claws and they bite when fighting against other kangaroos or a predator such as a dingo. They have thickened skin over their belly to help absorb the impact of a kick during a fight. Red kangaroos can reach speeds up to 30 miles per hour, jump 6 feet high, and cover 25 feet in one jump. They are active mainly during the evening or night when the temperatures are cooler. Female red kangaroos take about 32 to 34 days to give birth. The baby, also known as a joey, is smaller than a cherry when born. The newborn takes about 3 minutes to get to the mom's pouch and weighs about 0.75 grams or 0.03 ounces. They immediately go inside the mom's pouch and can't be seen for about 5 months. The newborn remains inside the mom's pouch for about 7.5 to 8 months. Female red kangaroos are able to breed year-round and can become pregnant only a few days after giving birth.
Eastern grey kangaroos live in grasslands and woods and forests that are near the coast. They live in eastern Australia and Tasmania. They like to relax under the scrapes that they've made and under the shady trees. They are herbivores and they like to eat shrubs and also grass, and sometimes they will also eat fungi. They prefer to eat at night and also in the very early mornings. They like to live with the trees, but in the day they like to go in the grass. The eastern grey kangaroos send a warning sound by thumping on the floor with their feet, and because of this thumping sound, it saves other animals or kangaroos from being attacked by predators. They have very strong hind legs, which help them to jump very high. Hopping is one of their many self-defenses. They have a very large and long tail, which helps them to balance. Female kangaroos have a pouch that carries their joey until it can walk. Eastern gray kangaroo females have a pouch where their joey is. When they have a joey that can't walk yet and it's still in the pouch, the females can freeze the baby until the first one can walk.
Western grey kangaroos are found in Australia, specifically in Queensland, Shark Bay, and New South Wales. Their habitat often overlaps with the red kangaroos, and their habitat often gets taken away, so they are highly adaptable to many environments. The western grey kangaroos prefer moist scrublands and forests in the eastern, southern, and southwestern. Western grey kangaroos are large herbivores that eat leaves, grass, herbs, and tree bark. They eat mainly at night and able to eat certain plant toxins. And when they eat, they balance on their tail and their hind legs and their forearms and swing their hind legs forward. The western grey kangaroos have light grey to dark brown fur with large ears allowing them to hear very well. They have tails that measure from 40 centimeters to 100 centimeters, which allow them to balance when they are moving around and eating. With their large feet, they can run over 35 miles per hour and can cover long distances in a very short amount of time. They can use their short forearms, long back feet, and strong hind legs to support them when they stand and jump. They eat mainly at night, which helps them to avoid the strong heat from the sun. The western grey kangaroo are very vocal and make clicking sounds to communicate with their joey and sometimes make growling sounds to defend their joey. They weigh from 50 to 110 kilograms and tend to be lighter, allowing them to move around much faster. In the fall and the winter, the female and male kangaroos separate, as the male kangaroos form their dominant leader, who get to have access to the females during breeding seasons. Breeding seasons are all year round, but it mostly usually happens in the summertime. When a baby joey is born after being in the womb for 30 days, it attaches itself to one of 4 teats where it sucks milk from its mother for 17 months. After being in the pouch for 280 days, it emerges outside of the pouch and emerges into the world. Antelopine kangaroos can be found in Australian evergreen forests and savannas up in the extreme north and take shelter underneath the trees when it is very hot or rainy. They can be found in Cape York Peninsula and prefer moist areas with short green grass or where tall grass has been burnt. They can also be found near major rivers and valleys. In the daytime, antelopine kangaroos lay in the shade to avoid heat. However, during the night, they graze on the grass and leaves because they are herbivores and then return back to their habitat at dawn. Above the nostrils, adult males have a swelling which allows them to cool down. Male kangaroos weigh up to 155 pounds, while the female kangaroo weigh up to 66 pounds, which allows them to be a very fast hopper. Males fight for mates by kicking, fighting, and boxing. Antelopine kangaroos can use these methods to defend themselves. They graze around for food during the night when the temperatures are lower. Females develop their pouch when they are around 20 months old. Antelopine kangaroos tend to give birth typically during the wet seasons, and only one joey is produced per breeding seasons. Right after birth, the joey goes straight to the mother's pouch and can't be seen for about 20 weeks. The joey exits the mother's pouch after 6 months after birth. For about 15 months after birth, the joey is gradually relying on their mother less and less. There are many similarities between these 4 kangaroos. First off, they are all marsupials, which are pouched animals. These 4 kangaroos are the macropods, the largest species of kangaroos. They are also all herbivores, and all of them eat mainly grasses and leaves. They also have tails that they use for balance and have large feet which allow them to hop very far and fast.